This is Joost from DIYPhotography.net at the Sigma booth at IBC 2022, and I'm standing here with Jan-Willem, and we're talking about the cinema line.
DIY Photography's coverage of IBC 2022 is sponsored by Sennheiser, the future of audio; Sachtler, producer of professional tripods; and B&H, the professional source.
So Jan-Willem, how's the show going for you?
Very nice. A lot of visitors, a lot of interest for our brand. We're happy to be here again because we had some years of no possibility to exhibit. And digital meetings can't replace the contact you have on the booth. So we are very happy. Yeah.
Especially in a visual world, we want to touch things, look at things, play with things. Yeah.
It's a man's business, right?
Exactly, people business. So everybody knows Sigma lenses from the photo line. Of course, a lot of people know the video line, but actually there's something really cool. You introduced something which is a classic line, and actually I think at IBC today you introduced us a new 65mm T2.5 lens. Can you tell me something about that?
So basically we have an already existing range of 10 lenses. You can see them here, right? And the classic line is a consistent line of the same, shows the same image of ghosting flare. It has changed coating compared to the high-speed prime line.
Yeah, the art prime line is it called, right?
Yeah. And so you have a consistent look all over the range. And so we introduced, today we introduced a 65mm T2.5, as you mentioned, to make 11 set lens now. And basically at the same price, the same level. This was a gap between the 50 and the 85. So there was a long demand for this kind of lens. And actually took some years, but now finally it's here.
Yeah, so you finally have a complete set of lenses here now.
Yeah, sure.
And can you tell me something? Like, I think that this lens up here and this one down here are kind of the same optical lens, but there's a difference because it's not as fast. How's that possible?
It has to do with the coating. So what we do, the coating between the two is different. This creates the desired kind of flare and ghosting you want with a classic lens. Whereas with a high prime lens, you don't want the ghosting, want it to be really fast and sharp.
Yeah, so if I understand correctly, like the art prime series are like very controlled lenses that you maybe use in a very different shoot than the classics that are more warm. And how would you describe the look?
Warm, I would say. Nostalgic kind of, vintage kind of look. It has some challenges from the gaffers. If you're in a studio environment, it's often used, however, outside as well for commercials. It offers the DIYP the possibility to make a different kind of look and feel to the movie they're making, to the film they're making.
All right. So, can you describe in what type of production you would use a classic over an art, or the other way around?
I think it has been used in commercials, so modern commercials even. But you can, for example, think about costume drama, things like this for the classic line. But if you want to create a kind of warm atmosphere, so one of our DIYPs that work with these lenses has made a very nice movie with horses, so 100 horses running in the field, and it gives a very nice atmosphere. So it's depending on the choice you make. It's different. This is nice, clean and sharp. Some people think it may be too sharp, but this is really vintage look. Yeah. You have a choice.
Exactly, yes. It's really nice that you're actually, as Sigma, offering the choice to have like a maybe more clean corporate look, if I can call it that, or like well, actually you call it a nostalgic look in the classic series.
I also knew, we announced at IBC, is the possibility you don't longer need to buy them as a set of 10. So we always, up to now, offer them in a set of 10, 11 now, but you can also purchase them separately.
Right.
So you don't need, if you just prefer a few of them, you can buy them separately now.
Yeah, so instead of having to go to rental houses, because I can imagine that only rental houses would really purchase a whole set of 10 or now 11 lenses, that you now can just buy individually, say, like 2 or 3 lenses.
It's possible, yes.
And can you tell me anything about price and availability?
Okay, the new lens, the 65mm, will be available February timeframe next year. Price is about $4,500, excluding VAT.
Yeah.
And then of course we have PL mount in the prime line, EF and Sony mount. It will be about $3,500. PL is a little bit more expensive than the other one, but
that's the same with all lenses, of course.
Yeah. So it's a small difference. Still, I think affordable lenses, very much.
Yeah. All right, and now we're here. Can I ask you something? Do you have any news of a new Foveon sensor camera coming out anytime?
We got a lot of questions about this, and actually I know Sigma's working on it. Of course, I'm not so much in this detail, but Sigma's working on this, and I think they are now in the next phase of development. So it will take some time, but I'm sure it will be coming. Full frame Foveon sensor.
Any time frame? 1 year, 2 years?
It's very hard to tell, actually. I think between 1 or 2 years it will be there. It's my estimation, but again, I'm not in the head office. However, we got a lot of questions for this, and there's a really different sensor, so people really like it. And Sigma will continue in this camera business, so from my point of view, rather sooner than later.
That's amazing to hear. And,
my point of view.
well,
Yeah.
that's amazing to hear. You have any idea if it will be in the same body as the FP style cameras, or might it be actually a bigger cinema camera? What can we expect?
That's a good question. You know, I think this is not clear. This is not known. But the only thing I can say is Sigma works with a top designer in Japan. So whatever they make, it's well thought through.
So whatever they're going to make, it's going to be great.
Yeah, it will be great. And just like a finishing all of these lenses, it's not just you can see they are quite, in a way, modest. Except for maybe the gold on the classics, that's real gold. It's done with the hand. It's hand painted.
Lovely.
Maki is called in Japanese.
It's very, very nice.
Yeah.
And while we're on the subject of lenses, and can you tell me anything about what's going on with Canon with the RF mount?
I can't really say on this because like Nikon Z or Canon R Mount, I'm sure it has all the focus and interest, but at the moment it's we have to wait and see, let's say.
Yeah.
I guess they're working on it, but for now we have a lot of interesting lenses in the Sony range. So I noticed you also have a Sony camera, so we have a lot of new introductions, and recently Sigma has a reputation for introducing a lot of new lenses. So I expect in this case of R-mount, Z-mount sometime in the future, but who knows when.
We'll see about that. More and more cinema cameras have an RF mount. While we're on the subject of RF mount, maybe back to the photography line, what's going on? What did you hear from Canon about the autofocus lenses?
On the RF mount?
Yeah.
For Sigma or in general?
Yes, for Sigma.
Autofocus, I guess, is so we don't have these lenses.
No, but what's going on?
I don't know. I mean, why the R-mount and Z-mount? I think it's something Nikon and Canon have to decide in the headquarters whether they give the license to Sigma or whatever.
Yeah.
So
you guys want to partake, but it's more it's on their side.
It's more on their side, I think. Yeah. Well, as far as I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you didn't get an official letter, because what we heard is that certain companies got like an official statement from, say, Canon, that they, because of infringement, they can't make it even. Make any make any lenses.
I'm not aware. I'm not aware of such a message, but it could be. I don't know.
Well, we'll hope to figure out more while we walk around at IBC.
Yeah, please ask them. And maybe you ask them to, ask Canon to
I
make
did
more
actually.
lenses for us,
Yeah, I did.
Well, people have more choice, and the only thing I can comment to this, while people are waiting, they may use an adapter to use our Sigma Global Vision lens. They work perfectly.
Yeah, with an EF adapter.
You have an adapter. It's not desired, I know, but in the meantime, a lot of people are actually doing it.
And you have to work with what you got.
Yeah, and it works fine. So.
Well, thank you so much for this interview.
You're welcome.
This was Joost from DIYPhotography.net at the Sigma booth at IBC 2022. And if you want to keep an eye on all the videos that we make, please subscribe down here. And if you want to win over $12,000 in cinema goodies, click the link below.